Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Joni Jones. It's Friday, June 16. In Squiz Kids Today, tennis champ admits he's human. The crazy cost of a creepy doll. Sheepdog trials get underway and a slithering bathroom intruder. That's what's making news kids style.
The lowdown.
Nick Kyrgios is one of Australia's most famous and successful tennis players of this generation. He made it all the way to the final of Wimbledon last year, the most prestigious tournament in the tennis world. He's won trophies, has legions of fans, and seems happy and confident on and off the court. But even for someone at the height of their success, Kyrgios has opened up about his personal struggles. In a revealing interview, Kyrgios has spoken about how he really struggled with depression back in 2019, after a highly publicised loss to Rafael Nadal, which sent him into a downward spiral. He talked about how the pressure of having all eyes on him really affected him. He's proud to say that after seeking help and talking to mental health professionals, that he's turned his life around. It's a reminder for everyone that no matter who you are, or what you do, or where you come from, anyone can experience personal struggles, and if you do, it's good to ask for help. The 28-year-old is currently number 25 in the tennis world rankings and says he's in a much better place and really looking forward to his next Wimbledon tournament, which starts in a few weeks' time.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Middlesbrough, which is a town in the north of England, where an auction took place and an old, kind of creepy doll sold for the crazy price of $90,000. As the saying goes, one person's trash is another one's treasure. A family who were clearing out the attic of a relative's house saw the doll and firstly threw it away. The antique was then rescued from the garbage bin and taken to be valued. The auctioneer knew the doll would be a collector's item, as there are very few left in the world today. It was made in Germany back in 1910, so it's 113 years old and has extremely real-life features. So real, the creepy doll is said to look more like an actual kid than a toy. I've stuck a link to a photo of it in our episode notes. Even though, at some point in the last 100 years, one naughty dog chewed off its foot, it was still bought for the outrageous amount by an American collector, who outbid another buyer from Germany. So when your parents are asking you to throw out your old toys, just remind them your toy could perhaps be a treasure too.
Sport time.
You may be thinking one of the biggest sports stories of the day would be the start of the Ashes, the cricket series where Australia, the reigning champs, take on England. Well, it does begin tonight our time, with this year's highly anticipated duel being held over in England. It's also another chance to mention how funny the Ashes' tiny trophy is for such a significant sporting event. If you don't know what it looks like, I'll put a link in your episode notes. But I'm going to talk about the other big event on the sporting calendar, the start of the Trans-Tasman sheepdog trials. It's been a staple in the agricultural community for 40 years, started by South Australian farmer Bob Clark in his hometown of Barmia in the Riverland region of South Australia. Sheepdogs are travelling from all across the country and flying in from New Zealand to take part. And due to the record amount of entries this year, the competition will go across 5 days. Bob says the highlights are seeing the smiles on the kids' faces, bringing tourists into their small town, and the most fun is the novelty race, when all the sheep run through the town's usually quiet main street.
Animal Kingdom.
Imagine being in your own home and doing something very normal, like go to the bathroom. Well, then imagine sitting on the toilet, about to do your business, when above your head you see 2 piercing eyes staring straight at you. A Gold Coast man got the fright of his life. In fact, he said he almost peed his pants, so luckily he was in the right place, when he saw an almighty large python wrapped around the shower door frame and hanging down near his head. After the startled man screamed in terror and ran out of the bathroom, he called the snake wranglers for help. It only took the wrangler 30 seconds to coax the snake down. He put the reptile in a pillowcase and released him back into the wild. The experienced snake catcher said he's used to catching up to 3 snakes a day in people's houses, but this was by far the funniest when he heard the poor man only spotted the snake when he was on the loo. The coastal carpet python was thought to be as heavy as 10 kilos and 6 feet long. Despite its large size, the snake wrangler said the python was harmless. He said the venomous snakes are mostly in hiding now through the winter months.
Time for the Squiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sport does Nick Kyrgios play? Tennis. Question 2. An antique doll was sold for a huge amount, even though he was slightly damaged because of a naughty dog. What did that dog do? He chewed off the doll's foot. Question 3. True or false? The coastal carpet python that frightened a Queensland man in his bathroom was a venomous snake. It's false. This particular snake was harmless.
Shout-outs.
It's June 16, World Sea Turtle Day. Did you know sea turtles have been around for 150 million years, since the Jurassic Age? They can be found in most oceans, just not in the polar regions. Green sea turtles are herbivores, so they basically are what they eat. Others, like leatherback sea turtles, are omnivores, as they eat jellyfish. I'll put a link in your episode notes for more sea turtle facts. It's also a Friday, and you know what that means? Heaps of birthday shout-outs for today and the coming weekend, for which I reckon we need to dust off the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it. And it's a happy birthday today too. Tom and Lily from Junee, Zara from Nowra Hill, Jacob from Helensvale, Sylvie and Roman from Melbourne, Eleni from Wynnum, Ere from Epping, Lily from Springfield, Sienna from Sydney, Kendra from Barossa Valley, Miller from Toukley, Mike from Abbotsford, Miguel from Kingsgrove, Sammy from Moana, and Yumi listening all the way over in Beijing in China. And belated shout-outs go to Sapphire from Heathpool and Annabelle from Albion Park. Not forgetting all the Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday over the weekend. Nate from Camden, Evelyn from Westbrook, Anna from Exeter, Einstein from Glenfield, Mason from Altona Meadows, Mia from Forest Lake, Harrison from Lower Mitcham, Matthew from Narromine, Olivia from Tarago, Tanishka from Springfield, Charlotte from Flagstaff Hill, Lachlan from Abbotsford, Isla from Earlston, Gabrielle from Sydney, Grace from The Gap, Elka from Orange, and Rosie listening all the way over in Tokyo in Japan. Yuzuki listening all the way over in Chiba, Japan, and Isla listening all the way over in Ontario in Canada. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up, and if you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. That's all we've got time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again on Monday. In the meantime, get out there and have the most excellent weekend. Over and out.